Here are 3 major pop culture things you might have missed this past May. Let's flow. We had a drama-filled Summer House reunion. 5 moments from part 1 of the Summer House reunion that I cannot stop thinking about. Let's flow. The first thing is Amanda's double standard. I can't get it out of my head. When Sierra said to Amanda that she was still married to Kyle when she was going around and doing everything with Wes, Amanda defended herself by saying that they had been separated and they were just legally married, but they were separated, so obviously she's allowed to move on. But then in the same breath, literally in the city, she's gossiping about Danielle to Lindsay, saying that Danielle's new boyfriend is still married, even though Danielle's boyfriend Owen and his ex-wife have been separated for a lot longer than Kyle and Amanda had. This is just one prime example of the logic just not clicking for them. Speaking of logic, the second thing I can't stop thinking about is the logic trap that Lindsay caught West in. It was later on in the episode, but it was brilliant work by Hub House. Lindsay straight up asks West, what is stronger, when you sleep with someone or when you have an emotional connection with someone? West didn't hesitate and he said emotional connection, and Lindsay said thank you and didn't elaborate because her entire point was made by West's answer. Because Amanda and West actually formed this emotional connection far before having a physical one. And if Wes thinks that's stronger, that is just proving that it hurts this situation, specifically Sierra and Kyle, even more. So she caught him right in his own trap. The third thing I can't stop thinking about is the only time Amanda actually cried during the reunion. It was honestly like a little hard to watch how she was just like disassociation maxing, but the one thing that got her was right at the end as the credits were rolling, and I hope they replay it at the beginning of the next part. Sierra mentions that Amanda might actually be the perfect person for West because West needs someone who's gonna stay quiet, not check him, and be lazy so he can be the star of the relationship and do whatever he wants. And Sierra said Amanda fits that bill perfectly, and that is what finally got Amanda to start crying. I hope we get to see a little bit more of that moment because I can't stop thinking about the intensity of that specific situation. Moving on from West and Amanda, one is of course the moment with KJ where he admitted he was really struggling in the fall, was admitted somewhere and is doing much better. Sierra and Mia were there every single day checking on him, and the entire cast and all of us on our couches were in tears, and in a shock to no one, Amanda and Wes during this situation were completely stoic. This was so brave and vulnerable of KJ to share on this massive platform, especially after only having been on the show for 1 season. So this was a super important moment that I definitely don't want to get overshadowed by all of the other drama and nonsense, because KJ deserves a ton of cred here, and I want him to know the entire Bravo community is behind him and loves him very much. And the last thing I can't stop thinking about is how Bailey secured her 2nd season immediately. She came to play when it came to this conversation with Ben. She stood on business, defended herself, and defended the other women she thought Ben had inappropriately talked to. Her vocabulary was on point, her timing was on point, and her points were on point. All in all, I thought the reunion was amazing. The way they started it, it was literally cinema. And just one more little fun personal tidbit about last night. Obviously, I cover all of the reunion on Threads, and Andy Cohen changed his profile picture to one of the screen grabs that I got. So I'm feeling a little special that like I got a really good moment and he saw it. So if you need good reaction shots and memes, you know where to find me. Kendall Jenner and Jacob Elordi are dating. It's becoming more clear that Kendall Jenner may actually be dating Jacob Elordi, and the web here is flowing, so obviously I'm gonna connect the chaos for you. I'm Abby, let's flow. Stating the obvious, Kylie and Kendall Jenner are sisters whose parents are Caitlyn Jenner and Kris Jenner. Kylie is dating Timothée Chalamet, and Kendall is allegedly dating Jacob Elordi. Both Jacob and Timothy are young, hot Hollywood A-listers that are actors and obviously in kind of like the same realm of life. So there are a lot of fun connections here. Jacob Elordi used to date Zendaya, who obviously stars in the Dune franchise with Timothy. Jacob also used to date beauty influencer slash fake rower Olivia Jade, whose mom is Lori Loughlin, aka Aunt Becky, who is friends with Kris Jenner. And Jacob also used to date Kaya Gerber, whose mom is famous model Cindy Crawford, who is also friends with Kris Jenner. Kaya is also friendly with Kendall Jenner through modeling and of course because of their moms. Kaya used to date Pete Davidson, who obviously famously used to date Kim Kardashian, Kylie and Kendall's sister. Now stick with me here because I wanted to have a little fun with this one and cross the generations. Kaya also used to date Austin Butler, who's a young actor just like Timothy and Jacob, and is in the Dune franchises with Timothy and with Zendaya. He also played Elvis in the Elvis movie and kind of like became him, which is where this one gets really fun. Elvis Presley used to date Linda Thompson, who is the ex-wife of Caitlyn Jenner, Kendall and Kylie's dad, and the mother of Brody Jenner, but it doesn't stop there. Elvis was of course married to Priscilla Presley, who dated someone you may know as Robert Kardashian Sr., aka the ex-husband and of Kris Jenner. The connections here are really endless because Elvis and Priscilla had a daughter named Lisa Marie Presley, who married Michael Jackson, who was really good friends with Kris Jenner and Kathy Hilton, and they both had daughters named Paris. Paris Hilton is best friends with Kim Kardashian, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. But honestly, I'm just excited that Jacob is now in the midst of this craziness, and he can help connect us to so many different flowcharts. The big stars were outdressed at the Met Gala by the rising stars. So far, the lesser-known celebrities are absolutely out-serving the bigger stars on the Met Gala carpet. Let me show you what I mean. Let's flow. Lena Mafouf and Burke Akyol come through with the sculptural art. We're continuing to get handsy with Nisha Patsupap in Robert 1. Gustav Magnar also in Robert 1. This is the sculptural-inspired stuff we're looking for. Dree Hemingway, fresh off of a small role in Love Story, coming through in Custom Valentino. Jordan Roth, also in Robert 1, absolutely killing it. And I know she's a big name to us on the internet, but as far as household names go, Emma Chamberlain is one of the lesser known celebs here, and she is so far probably the best dressed in this custom Mugler. Also, we need to talk about Ben Platt serving Sunday in the Park with George realness. This is custom Tanner Fletcher. Those are just some of the lesser known celebs absolutely killing the theme right now, and that's in comparison to some pretty big names who have already walked so far. Let's take a look. We've got Doja Cat in custom Saint Laurent. This is just a snooze to me. Based on her other looks in years past, the creativity was oozing out of her outfits. And this, while it is cool that it's silicone, it's still just like meh. And I mean, yes, Nicole Kidman looks beautiful, but this Chanel is just very lackluster. Cara Delevingne custom Ralph Lauren, a black dress with beads. This one bums me out. Charlie XCX, I wanted her to serve something so cool and creative, but she is giving this kind of boring black number in custom Saint Laurent as well. I get that she's trying to be like, I am no longer Brad, but she still could have done something like couture art inspired. And another big name we had really high hopes for was Zoe Kravitz, also in custom Saint Laurent. While the dress is cool and I am obsessed with her hiding her ring finger under the peplum of the skirt, I still think we could have done something a little more here.